Thursday now. We mowed on Tuesday. Only got a little sprinkle, so theoretically we're dry enough, right? There's definitely lots of wilt and there's, say, dryness on top, but there's plenty of not dryness to mix in and average it out. I didn't flip it, and I was afraid of, since there's not a whole lot of stubble to help keep this up, I was afraid I'd lose more raking than anything else. And you can kind of tell where the windrows were because the grass isn't all dried out, and of course where there isn't windrow has also been run over by tires and smushed down. So we'll take a look at a bale. I've already been out here having fun. I didn't do anything special to the baler. I might be running a few less pounds of air than I would for dry hay. Well, I mean, it's a good type bale. I don't know how much it weighs. It's a brick. I can't wiggle it around much. And I'm making sure to make them like 4 foot exactly, because I think the bale wrapper, you know, it works best at not being bigger than 4 foot. I'm also trying to make them as, say, square as possible, so that way they don't walk off the wrapper. That's also kind of the point of baling them out of the windrow. So let's get on the tractor and have some driving fun, shall we? So we just dumped the bale, and one thing I love about this wet hay is that it starts real easy. Like, I don't have to do anything, I don't have to go slow, we just dump the clutch, and because it's wet and grippy, it forms the bale real easy. The grasses and the corn were a little thinner through here, so we're not making bales as fast on this strip. I'm already up to a dozen bales, and we're not quite halfway, or probably getting close to half, I guess. Baling as we mowed is great. It's a perfect width windrow. I'm hoping it helps make the bales nice and square and not too cone-shaped. Yeah, I'm only running about 30 pounds of pressure when it's empty. Usually I take it up closer to 35 for dry hay. We're almost there. We're taking it up to that piece of duct tape on the bale monitor. That's the 4 foot mark. And maybe you can kind of hear it change a little bit. You can tell when the bale's getting bigger, all right. We're calling it. Here comes the net. There goes the dust. Oh, rats. Of course, the one I'm videoing decides to be a butt monkey. Oh, what a joy. I leave the baler sit for 10 minutes to run into the house, get a drink, and grab the camera. And, oh, everybody watch our fingers. Woo! And it decides to do that. We wrap the roller. And probably because it's a little windy out here, it blew one little strand of net and got stuck someplace it shouldn't. So we should be able to just roll this back out at us. We should, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. And I don't have to cut it. Well, I got it pulled through, and who knows what its problem was. But here we go. Tighten everything back up. I'm gonna make sure to flip these guys. That tightens our rollers. Which, because of this corkscrew portion, will pull, if it's not tight, it won't pull the net wrap to the edge. Okay, let's try this again. I love internationals. PTO. You ripped it off? What kind of monkey is that? Must have distressed the net too much. So we get, and usually you don't need power feed. How about now? You gonna like it now? There we go. Well, this has been a painful netting of a bale. Usually it goes much, much better. Okay, we see it coming around. That's 2 wraps. And we can probably get ready to go ahead and cut it now. Since these will be wrapped in plastic, I don't know how much they need, but hopefully a little less than usual. And very slowly the back gate's gonna open. See if it pushes it out. I always love when I get the camera out, things like to go. It's like how when I started, after I started this channel, my first year farming, didn't have the camera, everything went fine. I get the camera out and then oh, holy cow, it's wet and it's stupid. Okay, well, time for another bale. Might as well give it some juice. Vroom vroom. And it's eating it just like that. Well, we find ourselves in a very cobby section. I mean, at some points we were having so much corn that, yeah, we might have left a row or two because the patch got overdone. But that's a whole lot better than not being able to find it out in the field. Well, I shut the skid steer off, so you kind of hear me talk. I'm taking bales down to be wrapped, and we can get a nice view of a field full of round bales. Isn't it majestic? And plus, some Indian corn on the edge. It's easier if I turn it off. I think we made like 30 bales, and here soon I'm going to get a view of making of the marshmallows. Yay! I'm a marshmallow farmer now. Well, we're at the best part. We're out in the marshmallow patch. We're stacking them all up. Putting them somewhat out of sight, out of mind from the barnyard. I can still see them from the front window of the house. But they're out of the way of the barnyard, and this is a nice high spot that drains well, so we come out here in the winter. I guess I could figure out how to do this as I have to get out of the cab. But at least we'll play videographer. That's the downside. This you always gotta get off. And start the wrap. This is a Farmland wrapper. Never heard of it. It was made in Pennsylvania. It's a simpler design. I mean, this one can pick up the bales, which is nice. Some of the ones you've seen, they got like the spinny table. We'll watch this one here in a second. Yeah. On this one, the bale just rolls in place and the plastic moves. I was told the plastic's a little old, been sitting around, so it's going on a little loose. It seems to be sticking and we're getting it to seal good. So if anything, it'll let any extra gas out. Shouldn't let any oxygen in. I don't know if it matters whether we're doing this on a hot day or cool day. We're in for some 90 degrees next week. Let's see what that does. We're not having too much trouble with the bales walking, so that means I baled them square enough. I moved back a little bit. That's just because the whole machine's tilted back. I haven't been counting, but I forget how many. Oh, well. I got a knife while I'm standing here, but I guess you like the exercise. Well, it did not cut as easy as I thought. Might be a good sign. It's like wrapping leftovers in Thanksgiving dinner. He does a quick roll there, and that I think helps make sure all the plastic is mashed together. See, there's 2 rolls on that back thing, and they're geared together, so one of them rolls slightly faster to cause drag on the plastic. And I haven't been paying much attention because I've been moving bales, but apparently there's been issues with the bales, or with the plastic ripping, and then that kills more time. So we're trying to expedite this and not kill much time. Now these may puff up a bit, but there won't be oxygen, it'll be silo gases. Need to take note of that. We'll be out here, need to check these tomorrow with some duct tape. And there's, you know, a hole every once in a while. It's not a perfect process, but it's functional and it works. If he stops here, I could get this started for him, and we'll watch another one before I got to get back to moving. Good news is I can mostly move bales faster than he can wrap them. Oh, well, shoot. I didn't realize you were rolling this one out here. I'm not totally helpless. I can do more than play videographer. So it looks like it's set up on 2 valves. One valve opens and closes the arms on the bottom, and then all the motors are plumbed together. And with strategic use of flow controls, it all runs off of 1 valve. So the same valve that's spinning the plastic arm is also supplying flow for the motors that roll the bale. Now, granted, the arm would turn the easiest, so I imagine there's a big controller up there to hinder the flow enough to force the bale to roll. And as we saw before, you can roll it backwards without the arm spinning. So there's probably some sort of check valve that only goes one way. It's like a merry-go-round. That'd be fun. Could make everybody dizzy and put the camera on the arm. That's not good. Plastic. That's a new one. Are we close enough?
I think so.
Okay. Well, how do you like it? This is a bale I dropped in yesterday that we didn't get wrapped just because they needed hay in their feeder. And either they're really interested in the camera, but you're munching away, so that's a good sign. And they've really eaten the bale down. It's they're going after it, so this is fresh. We gotta wait till we get a nice fermented one in here.